Hi, I am Christy Trimmer, the founder and artist behind Alaska Wild and Free. I am based here in Anchorage, Alaska, and I am one of those that came up, saw how beautiful it was, and decided to stay. Some of you might know me. When I first came up, I was a travel writer, and I still am, but it has kind of taken a sidestep to my art. But through that travel writing is how Alaska Wild and Free was born. So I take a ton of photos, and some of them come out pretty amazing and others are kind of sketch. So I had 10,000 photos and I wondered, what was I going to do with all of these? So I made them into black and white illustrations for my coloring books, which I'll show you. And then I colored them in one day and made different designs. Well, this bear here was the first bear I saw crossing the Alcan into Alaska. And I put the illustration colored in up on Facebook one day, and lo and behold, I had 50 people buy a sticker of a sticker I didn't have. I didn't even know stickers were a thing. This was 2 years ago, and boy, were they a thing. So I made my first coloring book. It sold extraordinarily well. That was Alaska camping, and I got into the sticker game. Well, those of you that might know me know I don't do anything halfway. So I paused the travel writing, which was doing wonderful, and I went full force into art making. So I want to start out and show you the different coloring books that I have. And there's 16 different ones. And I have 3 more coming out at the end of January and a few more coming out in February. That'll be for this year. But my #1 selling book is Alaska Land Animals. And in it, there is a table of contents and then a little story about me and then all the different illustrations that you can find in there. I would say that my illustrations range from medium to advanced. There are a few beginner pieces in each book, but these were not made to be used by small children. I originally did them all as adult coloring books, but then really found that a lot of the preteen and up to early 20s were really interested in the books, and then more people my age as well. So just so you know that they're not for small children. But anyway, so we have the very #1 bestseller is Alaska Land Animals, followed very closely by Alaska Marine Animals. And I have a few more in the Alaska series. Last year, I started the National Park series. So I do have the Denali National Park, and then also Glacier Bay and Kenai Fjords. And there will be more in the National Park series this year. So look out for those. And then if you don't want animals or be Alaska specific, I do have other ones like Into the Garden, and then a couple that are coming from the publisher like Myth and Magic. And I do have one cuss word coloring book that sold like crazy, and it still sells. It'll go back in stock this week, but it goes nuts. So if you are a fan of some adult humor, I have got that for you. And not only that, but each book comes with a set of stickers. And I want to kind of show you those. And I'm going to come back to that cuss word collection because it's kind of crazy. But you know, we're all used to stickers now. Mine are the really durable vinyl. They're waterproof, weatherproof, dishwasher safe. This has been in the dishwasher 1,000 times because I don't like to wash by hands. And you can still see that the quality is pretty spectacular. And yeah, I do have some punny ones in there. I have a couple different sizes. The ones that sell the best are going to be the 3 and the 4 inch. And in each one I have, different insides of those. So there's a lot to choose from with me with stickers. Like I said, I have 300 designs and 4 different sizes. So there's 3, 4, 8, and 12 inch. Most people are buying the 3 and 4 inch to go on their cell phones or laptops, their water bottles. And then the 8 and the 12 inch, which I'll show you in just a moment, are going on their rigs. So their RVs, their kayaks, anything like that. And I sell a ton of them. So don't be afraid of the price point of those, thinking nobody's going to buy that sticker at $25 retail. They will, and they do it all day. So just so you know. But I have them, the way I display them and the way I'm going to display them at the show is if you schedule a Zoom meeting with me, I'm going to set up one of my rooms as a showroom and walk you through the line. And the way that I do that is I put all of my stickers onto canvas. So this is the Alaska collection with part of my holiday collection. If you're interested in purchasing holiday for 2021, just let me know. I have a rough idea what is going to be in that collection along with what did really well this past year. And then we have the camping collection. And I have everything from, this was supposed to be Savage River up to I Sleep Around Camper, which is my #2 best-selling sticker. And I did start the Happy Camper series last year. So there are those. And I love moose. I'm just going to say it. So I have done the moose family in all different colors. And you can see that some of these say Alaska. I give free drop shipping, no, wrong word. I give free name drops to Alaska cities and Alaska states. So if one of my stickers that you see, like this purple moose, you would like it to say Juneau or Fairbanks or Alaska, I do that, and I do that free for Alaska places. And if you're not in Alaska and you're watching this, just let me know, because it's not very expensive and the MOQs are low on that. Speaking of which, so on my stickers and my magnets, you just have to purchase 6 of each. That's it. It used to be 10, but because of COVID, I have lowered that down. I do have a $150 opening minimum and a reorder minimum. So here are some more. That red bison is fire. I absolutely love it. And of course, those wolves and the fox and the caribou and the muskox do really, really well. And these are some other animals. Not all of these are found in Alaska, but a lot of them are. So just so you can kind of see. And we can't forget all of our friends under the sea. This is one of the new coloring books that's coming out. So I do have the Alaska Marine, but there will be an Under the Sea, which has a lot more fish. So there'll be a ton of fish in there, and other ones that you'll also see that if you're like at reefs. And then I have an entire whale collection. I did that just a second ago. And so almost all of the stickers come in between 1 and 3 different colorways. I have a new catalog that will be out this month. I'm super excited about it. I have spent almost a year building it because it's so massive. What I've realized is I can put it online and I can change it and then just do a physical copy like once or twice a year. So if you would like a physical copy, please let me know and I'll get you one. And if you would like the link to the digital, I can do that as well. Those will be password protected and all that. So, okay, can't forget the birds. I have tons of ravens, puffins, eagles, owls, hummingbirds. So any of you bird lovers out there. And then of course the garden. Some of you, I have a couple degrees in gardening, so it is very near and dear to my heart. So I love it, but I am really allergic to being outside. I don't know if you can hear the dog barking in the background, but he's my medical alert dog. I am allergic to trees, so I can't go outside without a human or without the dog. And I know I live in Alaska where there's a ton of trees, but I'm also allergic to all the trees in Arizona. So if you ever see me out somewhere and I'm having a hard time breathing, don't worry, I've got it, but it's a thing. So anyways, back to the good stuff. So last year I was asked to do a different kind of a collection. So I did a fantasy collection, and that Sasquatch has done so well. And the fairies and the Pegasus and Phoenix, mermaids, unicorns, you name it, these guys get the job done. People love them. I had no idea. I wasn't a huge fantasy person before I started those, but I am now. Okay, if you are easily offended, tune off for about 30 seconds and come back on. But if you're not, I have something for you. This collection, I call it my 2020 inspired collection because let's face it, last year, it was rough and I might have cried a lot of it. And it's really hard when, as you know, when you build something and then it's gone in an instant. So one day I stopped crying and I got just kind of ragey and angry and just started writing out all sorts of different things. And so this is what happened. This is the #1 sticker there, my fresh Outa, and then the Kentucky Fried and all the other stuff. And then at the end of last year, I did come out with a 2020 sticker, which is also an ornament. I'm going to show you those. And anyways, these do really well. I will say most of them are now in the top 10 for 2020, and they'll continue to sell throughout this year because people love punny words. Whew. Okay, so that was a lot. So everything I just talked to you about in these designs come in both stickers and magnets. A lot of them also come in postcards, and then new for me this year will be note cards. I did greeting cards for the first time in 2020 and I loved them, so I will put probably 40 of the designs out, and those will be available in March. One of the great things that happened this past year was I bought a sublimation machine. And if you're not sure what that is, it puts full color onto different materials. Now we see a lot of this kind of stuff coming from overseas and all of that, but my brother does these for me because along with a lot of people, he also became unemployed because of COVID. So he runs all of the sublimation for me. So all of these mugs that you see back here, which we're going to talk about those in a second, he makes them all for me and does that. The other thing he creates for me, so I have ornaments in a bunch of different ones that'll go well this summer for everyone. So I have the Denali and the moose, and I have a bear. I have a bunch. But we're also doing face masks because let's be honest, it is going to stay with us for a minute. My masks all have that middle metal. This is actually mine, and that's a picture of me. So if I put it on, and they come in 3 different sizes. I have small, medium, and large. They come in their own plastic cellophane bag with a little disclaimer saying, you know what, you're using this at your own risk. This was the bestseller for last year. It is that Big Dipper bear on a Northern Lights background. And then I have Winter Nights, which is a new design that came in Q4 last year. And then also Northern Lights. This one's Campfire Cooking. My Humpback, because you've got to have all that. And then, of course, so here's that Campfire Cooking, and this is on a white mug. I have both white and black in 11 and 15 ounce. And then new is also the little espresso. So I do a lot of Instagram stories and reels kind of showing all the different mugs. And I have the color changing mug, which I never knew was a thing, but obviously it's a big thing. It's great. So I want to show you something that is brand new, and it is debuting at the show. So no one has seen these yet. I have 3 new collections that will be debuting next week. And one of them is the Mountain series. I took Denali Mountain. I had a round sticker of her, I should say, last year. And then I had that also in that bear that I showed you. So I took this design and I decided to take all of the animals that you find in Alaska and put that on their insides. So I'm still finishing up all of them, but some of them are done. So here is the new boots. I have this in a couple different variations that were not Denali. I'm trying to show you how that looks, but I just absolutely love it on a wine tumbler. Okay, I love it. It's the mama bear. This photo was taken in Katmai National Park, and there's the Denali in there, but totally love. And as you can see, there's a bison and caribou and the doll sheep. And then I also do some of the funnier ones. So Up to Snow Good, and then I have Hello Winter with the same design and stuff like that. So you'll find all of those fun different styles and designs. So I have the espresso, the coffee mugs, the water bottles, the metal mugs, pretty much any kind of drinkware. And if there's something that I am not showing you that you are interested in, holler. I'd be happy to get that. And I think last but not least is apparel. I don't print apparel all the time. I usually will send out an email, and if you want to be on my email newsletter, I send out 1 or 2 a month. And I do kind of like a pre-sale. If you want in, I get everyone's orders and do it. Apparel is a little bit pricey, and as a small business owner, I don't like to hold the inventory for apparel for that long. So if you are interested in any of them, I have 6 new designs coming out this year that will come into apparel, and I can do babies, children, and hoodies. I don't do as much t-shirts because they don't sell as well for me. I do some, but hoodies are the best. So that's me. Again, I'm Christy with Alaska Wild and Free. My retail site is alaskawildandfree.com. The wholesale site is wildandfreewholesale.com. You have to message me to get the password to enter the site. Happy to do that. I hope you have a really great show. And if you've made it to the end, thank you so much. Check back. I will have all of the show discounts listed out there for you, but I think one of the biggest one is that free name drop that I'm doing for Alaska businesses. And let's make 2021 the best year that we can, no matter what comes at us this year. I am hopeful, and I am grateful that I live in Alaska during this past year. Thank you guys for supporting my small business. I really appreciate you, and bye-bye.